mean for the power plants? Will they be able to break even if they got just 1 rupee 40 paise as subsidy? That's the question we posed to Harshvardhan Dole, the Vice President Institutional Equities at IIFL. Harsh, first, thank you for joining us. Can you work the arithmetic for us? If they get 1.42, what is the cost of gas? Is it 9 rupees? What will be the cost of per unit? How much will, say, a Lanco make?
If we try and understand the scheme in totality, this is not aimed for anyone to make money out of it. Frankly, the scheme covenant itself says that the power plants need to forego the return on equity. So no one will make money out of it. It's been done to ensure that the plants start operating, they generate incremental power into the grid, and the subsidy mechanism enables them to service some part of the debt, if not all. Now, if one actually goes by the landed price of spot gas today, which I reckon should be in the region of around $9 to $9.5 to say $10 per MMBTU, the overall cost of generation should be in the region of around 6.5 to 7 rupees, and which is what the discovered the ex-bus bar price is arrived post these particular auctions. So I would say that they should allow them to barely cover the operational cost plus the power cost, the variable cost, and service the overall debt which is there on the books.
Okay. Yeah. Now, therefore, would you be positive on any of the companies that won? I mean, would you start buying Lanco or Torrent Power on account of the fact that they have won this subsidy?
Well, if you actually look at some of these names, they have issues other than gas assets on their books. I mean, Lanco, for that matter, is reeled with the debt which they have taken for not only the gas-based plants, but for also some of the thermal plants which are under construction and which have several other issues. Per se, this particular event ensures the overhang on gas assets to a large extent to be taken away. But I would not turn incrementally positive on Lanco. I think there are several other headwinds that the company has to cross over before one can be fundamentally positive. At best, some of these names, say like Torrent Power or maybe GVK, GMR, this could give you a trading pops. But I think there are several balance sheet issues which need to be overcome by some of these companies before one can turn positive.
Okay. Harsh, how does NTPC fit into the entire scheme of things? Because the stock is down around 2 to 3 odd %.
See, NTPC, frankly, has long-term PPAs for all the assets which are under operations, and they cover their fixed costs and also earn ROE. So I don't think so NTPC has even applied for or availed for in this subsidy mechanism. Had they applied for, they could have got some additional gas, but they would have to forego the fixed ROE that they basically get on their gas assets. The only unit I think which has applied for is RGPPL, which is a joint venture between the MSCDCL, GAIL and NTPC. But as such, that was a stranded asset, and it made sense for these guys to participate in the reverse auction. But none of the plants of NTPC have actually applied for getting this kind of subsidy.
Okay. How much will a company like Torrent, for instance, benefit from this scheme? I'm not taking Lanco because it has perhaps more problems. But if you take Torrent, will you find any P&L relief at all?
Well, the relief will come from the fact that earlier they were servicing the debt from the existing regulated business cash flows.
Okay.
And after the subsidy, the gas-based units on a standalone basis will be able to service the debt which has been taken for their execution. Incrementally, definitely it is, if I were to peg companies, Torrent will peg among the list. For the reason that the transportation cost for Torrent will be one of the lowest, as its plants are located near the import point for gas, which is the Dahej and Hazira. So if I have to pick a name on a relative scale, it will definitely be Torrent. I am unable to quantify the benefits for Torrent for the reason we don't cover Torrent in detail. Okay. But structurally, I think it should emerge as one of the key beneficiaries out of this particular scheme.
Okay. Now, how will the banks benefit? I guess Ekta was itching to ask that question. Will it be clearly monitored that they have to give the money to the banks because after all the scheme was as much devised for the relief of the financial sector. And therefore, what do you see a recast of loans, this 525 or something being done?
No, I think you're absolutely right that the whole scheme was structured in a manner that it should bring about relief to the stressed asset concern for a lot of these banks. And since the subsidy will be paid directly to the distribution companies, I think collection itself should not be an issue, and the generating companies would have to pass this particular benefit to the end level, essentially to the banks, which were earlier concerned because of these stressed assets. Okay. So I think this mechanism in a way addresses to a large extent concerns of some of these stressed assets and the lenders.
Okay. Harsh, in your sense, do you think that the DISCOMs will really buy the power at around 5.5 rupees per unit?
Well, there is definitely a sense for the southern-based distribution companies to go ahead and sign new PPAs. I am really unsure about the western DISCOMs, because if you notice, Gujarat and Maharashtra as such as power surplus geographies, and the spot rates in these regions are anywhere between 2.5 to 3 rupees per unit. The exchange rate is even significantly lower than this. However, the southern region is power deficient, and it is likely to be power deficient for at least next 3 to 4 years. And the spot rates there are at a significant premium to all India average. So to me, the distribution companies such as AP, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu will definitely go ahead and sign new PPAs based on this particular scheme. There is a sense to buy power at 5.5 rupees.
Oh, that's positive. Nevertheless, do you think this is sustainable in the long term, or do you think this is going to be a one-year wonder?
Well, the fund which has been constituted by the Power Ministry, that has got adequate corpus to run this mechanism for next 2 years, and all depends as to how stable the gas prices are. If the gas prices sustain where they are or even fall down, then probably the same corpus could be used for a period which is more than 2 years. But if the gas prices escalate to what they were, say, about 6 months back, which is about $15 plus, then probably the scheme would need to be unwound over a period of, say, probably less than 2 years. But as of now, if one were to take a call on gas prices, there is adequate visibility for the scheme to be operational for at least next 2 years.
Okay. All right, Harsh, we'll leave it on that note. Thanks.